Gnome Merchant. First on the list is the Gnome Merchant. This one sells different types of gnome crates, and just like most traveling merchants, it only stays in your server for 30 minutes before despawning. Here are the crates you can find. Common Gnome Crate, always in stock. Farmer's Gnome Crate, always in stock. Classic Gnome Crate, not guaranteed. Iconic Gnome Crate, not guaranteed. Now let's go through their odds. Common Gnome Crate, Sleepy, Crazy, Grumpy, and Silly Gnomes, 24.75% each. Fearless Gnome, 0.99%. Farmers Gnome Crate, Raphael and Steve, 26% each. Eloise and Sam, 24% each. Cletus, 1%. Classic Gnome Crate, Bacon and Bilderman, 26% each. Zombie and Noob, 24% each. Gold Gnome, 1%. Iconic Gnome Crate, Candy Blossom Gnome, 55%. Guest Gnome, 25%. Bloxy Cola Gnome, 12%. Shedletsky Gnome, 7%. 1x1x1x1 Gnome, 1%. So yeah, a lot of variety with this one, and some extremely rare pulls if you're lucky. Sky Merchant. Next up is the Sky Merchant, which lasts for 30 minutes, just like the Gnome one. Its stock is themed around celestial effects and nighttime gardening. Here's what it sells. Night Staffs, which help moonlight more fruits during night cycles. Star Callers, which bring down meteors during celestial weather at night. Mutation Spray. Cloud Touched, which applies the Cloud Touched mutation to a fruit with a 5 multiplier. Simple, but super handy if you're trying to take advantage of nighttime boosts. Honey Merchant. The Honey Merchant brings back some fan favorite items from the Busy Bees event and sells them for honey instead of shekels. Prices range depending on the item. Flower Seed Pack gives 10 honey. Honey Sprinkler gives 30. Honey Bee Egg gives 18. Honey Bee Crate gives 12. Honey Crafters Crate gives 15. Honey. Let's break down the loot chances. Flower Seed Pack, Rose, 40%. Foxglove, 25%. Lilac, 20%. Purple Dahlia, 4.5%. Sunflower, 0.5%. Honey Sprinkler temporarily mutates fruits in range with honey glazed 5 multiplier for 1 minute. Bee Egg, Bee, 65%. Honey Bee, 25%. Bear Bee, 5%. Petal Bee, 4%. Queen Bee, 1%. Bee Crate, Honey Pot, 26.32%. Beehive and Honey Barrel, 21.05% each. Honey Pillar, 15.79%. Bee Podium, 10.53%. Honey Fountain, 5.26%. Honey Crafters Crate, Wooden Frame, Painting Bee, Bee Stinger, Queen Bee, 20% each. Bee Mailbox, 15%. Bee Flag, 10%. Bee Rug, 9%. Honeygate, 5%. Bee Hunter Statue, 1%. Definitely one of the most content-packed merchants so far. Summer Merchant. Moving on, we have the Summer Merchant. This one appears during the summer event and sells seeds from the seasonal seed shop, like cauliflower, rafflesia, green apple, avocado, banana, pineapple, kiwi bell, pepper, prickly, pear, loquat, feijoa, pitcher, plantha. Summer Merchant also only lasts 30 minutes when it spawns, and it has a chance to appear roughly every 4 hours. Mutation Spray Merchant is one of the more expensive merchants in the game. The Mutation Spray Merchant sells sprays for 50 million shekels each. There are 3 types available. Wet Mutation Spray gives applies wet mutation. To multiplier Windstruck Mutation Spray gives applies Windstruck mutation to multiplier. Verdant Mutation Spray gives applies Verdant mutation 5 multiplier. Like the others, it stays for 30 minutes before disappearing. 4th of July Merchant. And last but definitely not least, we have the 4th of July Merchant. This one's special because it's only around on July 4th. And instead of just 30 minutes, it sticks around for a full 24 hours. Here's what it sells. 5x Liberty Lilies, 15x Firework Flowers, 30x Fireworks, 5 uses each. 1x Bald Eagle, occasionally. Flap Swings to reduce hatch times for eggs. 7x Cosmetic Crate Set. Also the only traveling merchant in the game that lasts an entire day, making it one of a kind for the July 4th crate. Here are the chances. America Flag Bridge, 19% Bald Eagle Statue, 19% America banner, 19% July 4th toy, 19% American flag, 19% Uncle Sam gnome, 5% asterisk, and that's all the traveling merchants currently in Grow a Garden. From the crate-packed gnome merchant, to the rare honey and summer merchants, and even the once-a-year July 4th merchant, each of them brings something unique to the game. Asterisk, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.